so this is kind of a continuation of a previous tutorial I did on search controllers. This tutorial is going to show you how to make REST API calls and search things, using public APIs. So for example, for this tutorial, we shall be using a Stack Exchange search API. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've had some errors and I fixed them now. Had some problems with CocoaPods, but now I've got it working. So I'm just going to skip ahead and start from here. Right now I have an empty storyboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab a tableView controller and drop that in here. I'm going to make this the initial view controller, and I'm going to make the cell, should just make it basic. Now I'll make it left, right detail. And then, yeah, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and create a new file, a subclass of UI tableView controller. Hit next. I'm going to call it search results tableView controller. Hit next, create, and head back to the storyboard. Go over to the identity inspector, change this to be a search results tableView controller. Okay, so now everything else we do is going to be in code. I don't know why this is up here. Let me drag this down here. Oh, what you mean? What's going on here? Finish. And let's copy it. Alright, I'm going to delete this one up here. Delete that. And this is fine. Okay, alright, cool. So, first of all, just going to make this one. When you're dealing with one section, we need something to hold our search results. And it's going to be an array of type JSON. But as we have not imported SwiftyJSON yet, Xcode doesn't know what that is. So we head up and import SwiftyJSON, and now Xcode should know what it is. Search results is an empty array, and down here we're going to just type search results dot count. With this tutorial, we don't need to do filtered results, because the way how it's going to work is just, you're going to hit the search button and then it's going to populate the table view. So there are no results unless you've made a search, so there's no need to filter them. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so we have a place to hold our search results. We also need a search controller to actually conduct the search. So let controller equal UI search controller nil. And then we want to go ahead and configure the search controller in here. Search controller dot, my notes. Yeah. Search bar dot delegate equals self. Search controller dot dims background GM presentation equals false. Search controller dot hides navigation bar GM presentation equals false. Search controller dot search bar dot placeholder equals what should we search on Stack Overflow? Let us search for tagged items. So we'll put enter tag, and search controller. No, that's not it. I need to add it to the table view. Oh, and first I need to do this. Defines presentation context equals true, and table view dot table header view equals search controller dot search bar. I'm not going to go through all this, what all this does, but as you can see, we have an error here because we don't adopt the search bar delegate protocol. So we're going to head down to the bottom, and as an extension, we are going to adopt it. Search results table controller, UI search bar delegate, and there's only one function we need to implement, which is the did click search bar button clicked. Sorry, search bar button search button clicked. Cool. And then here conduct search. Okay, so That's pretty straightforward. Errors disappeared. And yeah, so what I like to do is I like to create a new file to handle all of my API requests, and I usually call this file request manager. And in this file we need Alamofire, which is the most important, and SwiftyJSON. Why is it doing that? Anyway, no, what am I doing? Sorry. Class request manager. Okay, so let's write the search function. Search takes a parameter search text of type string. And do we want to return it? No, see, we don't want to return the results of this because this is going to be conducted asynchronously. And so if we try and return the results, it's going to return no every time. So, or it's going to basically block up the program. So what we want to do is create a var to hold the results, search results. And again, this is going to be a JSON array. All right. So the first thing we need to do to conduct a search is figure out which URL we're going to be calling. So we're going to type in let URL equal, and literally we're going to head over to the Stack Overflow API. And all right, so let's say we want to search for Swift, questions on Swift. And this is what it's going to give us. Let's hit this. It's going to take us to a new page. And these are the results. But we just need this. So we're going to copy this and paste it in here. And so as you can see, this is the part where we specify what the tag is going to be. So we want to delete this and change it into the search text. And so what that will do is whatever tag we enter in the search bar is going to be the search text. And yeah, that's it. So now we need to actually make the request. Alamofire.request. It's this one. We need to do get. And the URL is just simply the URL we just wrote. Then we need to do something to handle the response. So we do response JSON, and then we're going to do a closure. Response in, and I like to close it first before I actually write stuff. So let's head back over to the documentation for the API. It's not this, it's this. And let's run it and get the results here on this page in a more easily readable form. So these are the results. It doesn't tell us what the status code is.
It's 1 o'clock
on this page. Okay, well, I guess it's not really important. Let's go back to the top. Oh, so slow. Back to the top. Okay, so what we need, this seems to be an array of something on one side, which is going to be a string, and on the other side it's going to be JSON objects. So we need to deal with that response. So if let results equal response dot result dot value as string any object, let's get the items out because that's what we need. Items equal results items, and then we need to make a JSON of that. I think that should be correct. Or do we even need to? I don't know that we need to. In fact, it would be cool if this could be JSON. So we can do this. And it's going to tell us to not the optional. Make that array value. Okay. And then all we need to do is add this to our search results like this. Stupid, sorry. Items. Okay. In fact, before we do any of that though, let's just print the results just to see what they are. Results. Yeah, results, that's the one. Okay. So let me walk through this quickly. What this function does is it gets the results, assigns them to this variable as string any object, an array of string any objects, and then we extract items from it. As you can see from here, that's what we need. And then we extract items from it, sorry. And then we add it to our search results array. Then what we need to do is head over to our search results controller, and we need to get an instance of that class we just created. So let request manager equal request manager, initialize that, and then head down here and type in request manager dot search text, no, sorry, search bar dot text. There's one more thing we need to do that I forgot to do. Head back here because we need to handle this is done asynchronously, so we need to know when it's finished. So what we do here is we post a notification to the notification center, and let's just call it search results updated and object is nil. And then we have to add this as an observer for that notification. So ns notification center dot default center dot add observer self. Let me go down and write the function first. Func update search results, no parameters. And all we're going to do here is just make our search results equal the request manager search results dot search results, and then here select is going to be they've changed the way how this works. I'm not quite sure, I'm not quite used to it yet. Date search results name search results updated object nil. Okay, it's going to give me this, and it's going to change it. Alright, that's cool. Whenever you add an observer for something, you always want to go ahead and remove it in the deinitializer. So ns notification center dot default center dot remove observer self. Okay, and what we want to do is whenever we set this, we add a property observer here and just put did set tableView dot reload data. So whenever this changes, we reload the data in tableView. That we need to do self row at index path. My bad. Let's do this now. Self row at index path unknown class. What the hell was that? Oh yeah, so that was the error I ran into. Should be careful doing that, people. Do this and then do this. Okay, that should work. But anyway, let's configure the cell first. So we haven't given our cell a reuse identifier. Reuse identifier item. And now let me change that to item cell. Head back. item cell, and then just put cell dot text label dot text equals search results index path dot row, and we need to extract the title, which is, what is it? Title. Yeah, let's just extract the title. And then, no, let's make the owner display name as the main title and then the subtitle as the title. So we need to do this. Owner display name dot string value. That's right. Yeah, that looks right. And then cell dot detail text table dot text equals search results index path dot row, and it's title dot string value. Okay, and stop this and run it again. So yeah, what this does is this navigates into the owner part of it, and this navigates into the display name, then this extracts it as a string value and assigns it to the text table. And we did the exact same thing for the detail text table. So hopefully this should work. It's gonna be the same error again. Okay, that error's not there. Oops, let's, in fact, before we run this, I don't like the way that looks. Let's go back to the storyboard and embed this in a navigation controller. Yeah, press stop. Let's even give it a title. Well, no, actually, no, let's not bother. All right, let's run again. Okay, so here I have the app running on my phone, and as you can see, if we type in a tag, Swift, hit search, we get a bunch of results. The only issue of it is that this is not many results, and of course there's much more entries on Swift, questions on Swift on Stack Overflow. So what it's done is it's given us just the first page, and in order to get more results, to get the functionality so that when we scroll down it keeps scrolling, we need to keep making API calls, and that is what we're going to do in part 2 of this tutorial. For now, I'm just going to leave it, and part 2 shall be uploaded probably tomorrow, so stay tuned.